Holy mackerel. It's an AdamCarolla subreddit podcast. I'm your host, Ken Braverman. Today's guest was Seth MacFarlane. I don't think they recorded this in the same room because I listened to this entire episode. But we got the guy from Family Guy. That's who we got in here. Seth MacFarlane, always an interesting, humble individual. You learn something every time you listen to him talk certainly about work ethic and how to become successful in your business. He's one of the most successful, multi-talented performers I can think of right now, with all the voices and the animation and even acting and everything else. So I'm a huge fan of Seth MacFarlane. Nice to see him on the show. Did this description really kind of encapsulate the episode? Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, it was a low-key conversation. I made a long post here about everything. My little sprout. Let's see here. Yeah. First time I listened to in a long time. Not very many chuckles, but even the stories that they rehashed, it was listenable, and they had philosophical discussions about attention span and how the presidents of yesteryear were multi-talented as opposed to today where we're highly specialized, and it was a very listenable podcast. If you're working and doing something else, you could listen to that in the background. It wasn't loud. It wasn't for construction work. It was more for that type of in front of the computer work type podcast. Didn't make me angry. It was fine. It was good. So I would say go ahead and listen to it. I think a lot of times we've often been like, if you had to refer AdamCarolla to a friend, wouldn't you be embarrassed with some of the content that is put out? And today was not that. Today was acceptable. Today was good. So that's my comments. It's not always as interesting to talk about things that are positive, but hey, no Gino, you can't complain. No Cal Manatee, we can't complain. All right, I'm going to get myself in trouble. So let me get myself in trouble because that's what half these people listen for. All right, here we go. Fail PH, yes, doing some research. Fail PH says, Cristo fue en Alonso Biden's próximo. Actually, that would be next. Previous? How do I say previous in Spanish? Previous podcast. Es un muy, no muy rápido de lento, muy lento día. So I gave a recapo. Alonso begins. Really? I don't know the word begins. I'll stop speaking Spanish because it's probably annoying. But I'm pretty sure Fail PH speaks Spanish, if I remember correctly. So there's a lot in here that was worth talking about. That's why I can't wait to go over this post. Alonso starts the interview calling her a Persian American. She's not from Iran. She's from Iraq. Or Iraq, as the Americans say it. She corrects him and says she's Iraqi American. Yep, doing at his best. Funny, but true. I was half listening, so if Adam came up, I missed it. Yeah, I don't think he would come up. I don't think she's all about talking about Adam. But she may be working it there. We'll see. Says guys shouldn't compliment women on their tits. Ooh, sorry, Crystal. She says she shows hers off maybe for a little attention, but also fuck you to the Middle East. I like that reason. I say fuck you to the Middle East because they make all the women cover themselves up, so let it free. She's funny. She has a sense of humor so much better than Gina, I bet. Right? I mean, it would take a lot longer for us to hate her. Anyway, I want to apologize for, sexualizing her in one of my original podcasts, one of the first ones I did that got a lot of views like months ago, or listens anyway. I'm sure I did that. So I got to apologize to a bunch of people. I apologize to her because I thought we were having fun here, but, whatever. Sometimes it doesn't take as fun. Got to apologize to my Asian girlfriend who's reading all these posts and listening to all these podcasts and getting annoyed when I am hitting on other women. So I got to apologize to her. All right, I got to apologize to everybody. But isn't this funny? I mean, at least she's aware that she's showing them off. Because every picture you see of her online, the twins are out to play. So, okay. Well, at least she's not going to jump. I mean, she's not filing lawsuits against me. Oh boy, I better check my mail. All right, well, let's keep going here. She says she recently went to a fertility doctor and was told her eggs are like 25-year-olds. This makes me think the fertility doctor said your eggs are 25 years old, which would be a lot more reasonable given that she's, I think, 39. She was very happy about that. Well, we'll see about that. I mean, if you want a kid, you have to have the kid. But they're talking about adopting from the Middle East. That's difficult. I'm sure it is. adopting, I mean, that to each his or her own. Apropos of nothing, I used to say props of nothing. She says that if she was married and had kids with her spouse, divorce wouldn't be an option. It would be mandatory. No, it wouldn't. She said she would do everything she could to keep the marriage. Yeah, we all say that until we decide to get divorced. All right. Literally a millionaire, Jonathan Cage says, you have great scoops. From the tax lien to this. Did you ever look into Adam's paper? Yeah, I looked into the paycheck protection money. I know at least 120 grand of it about was forgiven already. I don't know about the other 180 grand. Somebody said there was like 300 grand. These businesses took PPP money because they could. Everybody did, actually, because they could. I mean, who doesn't want a loan that you don't have to repay? By the way, that's like a grant. When it's a loan you don't have to repay, it's not a loan. It's a grant. It's a gift. That's what it is. And that's what the government did for a little while. Made everybody stay home and trying to give away money. Oh, how crazy the 2020 year and 2021 was. 2021, really. All right. Yeah, we're going to go do research about how much money these companies got from the government. But yeah, do we still get to complain about the government and taxes so much if we're taking money from the government? Better do both. Better do both, face man. Don't complain just one way. It goes both ways here. All right. Also, nudes would be a huge FU to the Middle East. Just saying. See, this stuff is funny, but is offensive and sexual. It's right on the borderline. This is actually okay. This is okay, but we're starting to get close to the borderline of being, you know, you wouldn't say this in public. You wouldn't walk up to Crystal at work and be like, hey, you know what? If you want to say screw the Middle East, why don't you throw some dudes out there? You would not say that to her face unless you knew her really well and knew she could take a joke. So this is like teetering. Correct. Carolla ectomy story. Oh yeah, this is my comment. 101 sucked, but Gina sucks. This was okay. I mean, it wasn't going to put you in a mean mood, ex-mean dicks. You weren't going to be mean. Tiki, what do you say, man? I don't know. This was listenable, dude. It was fine. Holy ads. Was this more ads than normal? Because I haven't heard the show, so I actually thought it was less. It didn't seem that bad. Did you guys? I know Family Guy was canceled and strong DVD sales brought it back. I know we learned that over 15 years ago. I also remember watching those DVDs in Vermont in 2002 and having not really seen Family Guy, going through all of them and being like, this is the funniest stuff ever. And that's why. But now, I mean, the comment that Seth makes in today's, uploaded podcast about this was, he goes, this shows you how old we are, is that it was DVD sales that brought this back. This is how many years ago we're talking about. DVD. DVD is going to take on another acronym probably now. So, yeah, we know about the plane. First things that says, when last time I saw you, I'm driving down the highway and said, before Adam got blacklisted for Hollywood for being a right-wing troll piece of shit. Oh, man, that's funny. Shoot. All right. Shocked Seth went on why. He's the nicest guy ever. He takes shots at Fox every chance he gets and has disassociated himself as much as possible, even going so far as begging them to publicly drop Family Guy so he doesn't have to be associated with Fox. News. Meanwhile, Ace Man is sucking up to that audience. All right, so here's this last part is, I think, where we're actually, I wonder, even if this was happening, and of course it was happening. Some of the guests were obviously targeted for that audience, or at least the supporters of that audience. But lately, I think Adam realized that getting on this train has not paid. It has not brought in listeners. As a matter of fact, I think it's created more enemies. And so, as contracts start to get renewed or expire and stuff, which I think a lot of that is going on at the end of this year, maybe, because if you really listen, for what I've listened to, I haven't got that ridiculous vibe that the right has. I got more of he's trying to do the independent thing, and he's trying to walk the line, and he's not actually all that political. So I understand why he gets upset at everyone saying he's gone super right. We're just associating him with the guests he's bringing on and people that you really shouldn't give time to. So if that stops, then I think some of the criticism would lighten up there. All right, so what do I want to talk? Oh, yeah, I want to talk about monkeypox. So this is interesting. So the monkeypox thing is starting to spread, and it made me think about what brought us here. So you had the COVID situation, which everyone was basically, semi-quarantined, or at least people weren't getting out and socializing, and so you had people making booty calls via the apps and stuff like that, but it wasn't the way it used to be, and so there was a more restrictive, I think, exposure sexually for people for that period of time. Then everyone just got so frustrated, and it was like, all right, let's go crazy. And so then there's this go crazy period. And anytime you have a go crazy period sexually after a not so crazy period, stuff starts to spread. So even though the monkeypox has been around for many, many, many years, as it spreads now and people are getting out and being more sexual now you're going to have some of these you're going to see the venereal diseases pop up again. And so it made me think that this one's a bad one. Like, it's gross. Like when you see welts and sores and stuff all over your body, you get scared. So this one, I think, is going to scare people a little bit back over being as sexually active with so many different folks. That's what I think is going to happen. So, Crystal, what you want to do is you want to lock this down. And maybe even Ace Man. You don't want to run around banging everybody because you might accidentally wind up with monkeypox all over yourself. So you want to secure the one you're going to be with and just pound away on that one repeatedly. I think that might be happening, and it's something we're going to see. So I just thought it's funny to kind of watch it in real time because, COVID's different. COVID, you don't see as much. You feel. Monkeypox you see. And you see for like weeks, right? Weeks of this. So, I don't know. You got to do more than just wear a rubber. You got to run some swabs before you get with somebody. I think that's what's going to happen. All right. Well, we took a weird turn in the podcast today, but is there anything else to talk about on here? Yep. I got to be careful hitting on baby butters. Also, my Asian girlfriend's really annoyed with that. What else? Yeah. We could be talking about all these cool things right now. I like this post by Nuke Dukem. I mean, you get divorced, you got a bunch of material. Why aren't we hearing it? Maybe we will hear it. Maybe not. Hey, let's not talk about anything here at all. Let's talk about everything up here. Let's talk about something up here. I watched this YouTube video for a minute. She made a joke. She said, I'm not that cute close up. I like it. Self-deprecating, knowing what's real. That's what I like. So I wasn't commenting on anything else. All right, guys. That's the podcast for today. It's listenable. I downloaded. Way to go, June 1st. Good luck, everybody. May all your podcasts be enjoyable.